Hi, Sagittarius. You guys are getting a slightly different angle than Libra and Scorpio got because the sun is down. And even with like my ring light and everything and my light bulb, it's like the best and the brightest that I can do without that really annoying glare. I mean, it's still there, but class is life. Astigmatism life as well, because like y'all haven't noticed, these boys are thick. How are you doing? You feel expanded, excited for what's ahead, but a little nervous. Your strength is Dragon's Lair. Your challenge is Moonlight. The bottom of the deck is Balancing Act. And of course, this is Libra energy with that Justice card energy, or that neutrality, or that like stillness and like waiting until you're sure to make a decision. And for you, I don't feel like you should be, Sag, making any big choices or like upending decisions. Like you literally need to be holed away or in protection in the month of October. Energetically, you're needing protection, but also just like you need to recover, rest, restore while you continue to look for, not even look for, wait for what's next. Winter is coming, literally, like Game of Thrones energy. But so, and what that means for you, or what I'm feeling like, is literally like you will be working while there is a lot of like fear and upheaval, and you still have work to do. So you really have to like drown out and create additional boundaries for yourself. Your challenge is Moonlight, and these are feelings of sadness, feelings of displacement, feelings of loneliness potentially as well. So let's see what the book says, Sag. You are always protected and divinely directed. Dragon's Lair, absolutely. The protection is here. You have a remarkable internal warning system that lets you know when things are out of alignment. You're about to enter into dangerous territory, so tread carefully and be aware of your surroundings. The path you're on now is one that will challenge you to your core. That said, peril is also exciting and exhilarating, like the danger you feel before entering into a new relationship, knowing that you'll be changed forever. A life lived fully isn't lived only in safety. A new experience is calling to you, one that will test your courage. The choice is yours, but there is greater value in risk-taking than remaining unchallenged. New territories are waiting to be discovered. And so I literally just channeled that it's not time to take a big risk at this point. Spirit here for me is like confirming that something is off about a decision that you have to make. And while you may have no choice but to make certain moves, calling in protection, calling in like guidance from your guides around like the decisions you're about to make, asking for signals and signs, noticing red flags. You're not alone in the decision that you have to make. You're not alone. So let's look at the challenge. Too much analyzing is getting you nowhere. Stop overthinking things. You may be exhausted from second guessing yourself all of the time and losing your footing. Are you insecure about your ability to make good choices? Step back and regroup and enter into a more trusting relationship with the flow of life. Don't become overly concerned about perceived mistakes. How will you learn to dance if you don't occasionally take a misstep? On the moonlit pathways, you can discover love and truth and wondrous things. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. Go play, have fun, stay open, and trust. But balancing act, right? What risks right now are too big to take? Where is there no reward? Where are you hiding from love, hiding from almost the protection that is being provided for you from your ancestors, which is that internal warning system that the deck referenced. Like, where are you ignoring what's being told to you? And going out on a limb on things that you know you aren't ready for, or that I'm feeling that they're subconscious fears, but like that you're not acknowledging them. So you need to let those fears rise to the surface so that you can make educated choices and decisions and not push yourself out of your time or not take on more than you're ready for. Because the fear in and of itself isn't necessarily bad, especially if it's keeping you safe, because that's what it's there for. And so you can examine the full moon, or this isn't a full moon in this deck, but the full moon, the Libra full moon that comes right at the beginning of the month, and then our month ends with a full moon. So this month for you, Sag, is going to be figuring out what's real and what is an illusion. And so allowing those fears to rise one by one, and then kind of tackling them and saying like, okay, well, this is true, and this is what I can do about it. This is how I can adjust. This is how I can move. This is how I can make sure that this risk isn't too big, etc. The protection that is being given to you by your ancestors, and your guides, I feel like literally may be regarding like shelter physically, or also people. But this does feel like a solitary time in the month of October. I would caution from relying too heavily on the emotional resources of others, because this is about you learning to trust yourself versus giving that authority and power to other people. And also, Sag, I do feel like this is you learning to realize, like learning your internal mechanism and GPS versus almost being like reactionary. Like it feels like it's not impulsivity, Sag. It's like emotional roller coaster. It's like you make moves based on emotion, not intuition, and also that like it feels like you're like putting out what you're going through, getting feedback from other people, then that only enhances your anxiety or your fear or whatever. Like, just be still. What should you do? Ask your ancestors, ask your guides. That was it. So it was like it wasn't dropping. So okay, so let's move forward in career and finances. Welcome to the sanctuary.